before you create your first YouTube channel or your first YouTube account, I just want to make sure that you understand that Google owns YouTube. I've discussed this with some other people who just aren't familiar with the concept of Google and YouTube being the same company. So if you have a Gmail account and you're logged into it on one tab, as soon as you open a YouTube tab, it's going to consider in the same browser that you're already signed in. So if you have a Gmail account, in a way you might already have a Google YouTube account, but you can create a different one on a completely different email address. So when you first go to YouTube, up in the right-hand corner, there's a blue button that says sign in, and it'll say that as long as you're not logged into any other Google-related accounts on any other tab in the browser, which I'm not. So I'm going to click sign in, and it's already recognizing that I've signed in before to YouTube using one of these accounts. Now, of course, it's connecting to cookies that are on my computer, and I can always add an account. So I have a few accounts. They're not all on Gmail accounts, but this is what I'm saying. If you want to add a brand new account, just enter your email address, because your email address is going to be the user ID. Click next, and then you'll choose a password and you'll be good to go. So that is basically how you create your account. Now, if you want to be in a different account, so for example, if I want to come into this YouTube account of mine, I have to make sure that over in my Gmail that I'm not signed into one of my other accounts. All right. And I just go in and actually, I'm not going to show you that because I have to copy and paste my password. And but that is how easy it is. Now, if I sign in to one of my Gmail accounts over here, and then I come over to the YouTube page and refresh, it thinks I'm in. I don't actually have a channel on this particular account, but this, I can tell from the picture when I come over here, oh yeah, that's connected to one of my Gmail accounts. And then to log out, I just sign out. And that is how simple it is to create an account on YouTube. Now we're ready to upload a video to the channel. It's a video that's already been edited and completely produced. And I'm just going to say, before you do that, just make sure that the file name of the video file is pretty close to the title you're going to want. Don't use all kinds of numbers and things like that. If you do, just change, right click the name of the file, click rename, and then change the name of the file. So now we're back to YouTube, and in the upper right corner, I'm going to click upload. That's going to bring yet another message here, or another screen to upload, and we're going to click this arrow button. Now, interestingly, in the background of my videos, in a later lecture, I'm going to teach you how to change the default on this to all videos being either unlisted or private. But for you starting out, they're going to be public. That's what you're going to see. But I suggest right now that you change it to either unlisted or private, because we want to play around with the video and we'll be saving it. Once you publish it, clicking the save button in that, it's going to publish, and then you don't have a chance to put in a message to subscribers. So change it to unlisted, but then you're going to click this arrow and you're going to navigate over to where you're saving your videos. And I'm going to use one from a prior lecture. but it's unlisted. So now you see that it's uploading, it's working. I'm not ready to click the done button yet. It's unlisted in the top right. We haven't gotten to playlists yet, but we're going to talk about playlists. This is the title field, and you can change that here if you want. And you can test things later down the road. So this is something you can always change. We'll also talk about descriptions in a later video or in a later lecture, and we'll talk about tags in a later lecture. We'll also talk about custom thumbnails in a later lecture, which is something that you can only do when you have been approved for monetizing, when you're getting paid. Before your account, before your channel is monetized, you won't see this button. So now it's getting close, and I'm going to, oh, there it is. And it's giving me 3 possible shots from the video that they're going to call thumbnails. So I can pick which one of these I want. And they're not always the greatest. And if your face is in these, sometimes it'll be a really weird freeze frame moment. So let's just say I want this one on the left. I'll just pick that, and then I'm going to choose done. But I'm going to go back into it. Now, it says return to editing in the top right, but there isn't a whole lot you can do in here. I have a monetization button because my account is monetized. However, you wouldn't have that yet if you haven't monetized it yet. And then there's the advanced settings, which we'll go into at a later video. So for right now, I just wanted you to see this. Now we have a video that is up. It's not published yet because we didn't publish it. We didn't click to publish it yet. We made it unlisted. But if we wanted to, we could make it public. But I don't want to because this is my test video. All right, so watch the rest of the lectures and we'll learn a little bit more.